What's up, everybody? It's your boy Rocksteady in the building. We back. The name of the channel, Rollin with Rock. You know what we do, so let's get it. All right. So today we're going to be installing two new items on the Gray Ghost. First thing is these right here. These are the Adversary Collection Heated Hand Grips. So we're going to be installing these. And then we're also going to be installing, in addition, is these right here. These are called Rattle Killers. So anybody that's familiar with the bike, let's take a look. I don't know if y'all can hear this. So this grip right here, see that? That's that rattle. So we're going to try to get rid of that. We'll still have the throttle be able to, snap back easily. So we'll get that, hopefully mitigated so it's not quite as loose, but we're also going to swap these out. So in preparation for this, I got everything here. From what I can see, we are going to need T20, Torx 20. This is a number 5 hex. I need that for these two screws here. Stock would actually probably, I think, is going to be a T27, and I do have a T27 here. This will be the only 3 pieces that I need from what I can understand. So additionally, as you can see, got the bags off, got the cover removed here because I need to pull the fuse. And then also I have placed some painter's tape that aligns with where my grips currently, my hand controls currently sit. So in that case, we'll be able to exactly put these back. On this case here, I may actually rotate this up a little bit, but this will help me let me know where I need to start at. So I got my iPad so I can pull up the YouTube video. There's a couple of great videos out there that helps you walk through this. And I've watched them a couple of times. So at this point, I think I'm ready. One quick thing. So I don't know if anybody who did watch the last video that I had about creating a saddlebag holder. So as you can see, that is currently in action. The one thing that I didn't do at the time of the video that I mentioned was putting on some cement glue to help it stay together. So that's happened. So that's what that blue stuff is right there. But really sturdy. Love that. Easy peasy. Everything all together, I think it was $20. All right. So with that said, let's get into it. Okay, hopefully this is a good shot. You see what I'm doing here. We'll try to zoom in as much as we can. But first thing we're going to do is going to remove these 2 screws here with our hex head. So let's get these loosened up. These should come right out. Where's my little screw holder? Really handy, magnetic screw holder. Any hardware and stuff you got, you throw it in there so you don't lose it. Okay, so now that we got this off, this piece here should just pop off. Okay, so you can see that. So now, oops. So under here, as you can see, there's a little, bring this over closer. So there's a little, okay, so I'm probably gonna zoom in on this if I have to, but here and here, you can see our 2 screws that we're gonna use our T20 Torx on. So these are just hand tight. This is plastic, so Not a lot of torque on this that needs to happen. I'll just start by loosening it. All right. So now this front piece should come off from the back piece. As you can see, it's pretty easy. You do want to watch out for this piece here. This is your high beam. So we'll just go around that, and that comes off just like that. Okay. So now you can see there is an open slot here. This is where we're going to plug in the heated hand grips on the clutch side. So we're going to plug that in right here. I'm going to pull this off and clean this up because we got to take this off anyway. But when I take this off, let's go ahead and do it. Talk about it. Let's be about it. So I do need to unplug this. And there's a little pin there. Let's pinch that. So here's the right side. As you can see, this is the side that has the control. I think it has 3 settings: low, medium, high. Here's our connector. That's gonna go in there. That does fit. And inside here, as you can see, is a little insert. It specifically tells you, it says remove prior to assembly. So we're gonna pull that on out. And we'll set that right there. So now, we're just gonna go ahead. So now, you should be able to slide this whole piece off and remove our old hand grip. So this part here is a little dirty. I'm gonna just get some alcohol and wipe it down. Be right back. Okay, we back. So, got this cleaned off. We're now ready to install the grip. So what we need to do is thread this wire through the end of the bars, and it's gonna come out this hole up here. There we go. Okay, so there's a little groove here. So see this groove here? Just gotta make sure that this sits in there, and then I'll kind of orient this so that it kind of sits up with the Harley symbol, or with Harley up. But we'll get this in here. As you can see, there's a little nub there. This has to fit in the right spot. Everything has to line up. Otherwise, you're gonna have a problem with having your bike, starting your bike without a dead engine, with a dead engine. And that is gonna go in this little notch here. So you can see that there, that's where that's gonna go. So you're gonna have a little bit of play, but ultimately how much you can turn it forward or backwards is really gonna be limited by that. Okay. All right, so now that we got everything back together, you see everything is nice and tight. High beams still work. All right, so now, this point, based on this little mark here, I'm gonna see how much play I got. You can see, that's a lot. So it only goes forward so much, which is kind of stock, but I might bring this up just a tad to bring that a little bit offline. So now, our clutch is on here. It's tight. At this point, we can move over to the other side. So last tight here. It's tight. Last but not least, we're gonna plug back in our last connector and slide the sleeve back on it. Trying to slide this boot up a little bit. There we go. You heard that click. If you didn't, it clicked. So now, pushing this boot back down, cover that up, keep that sealed. All right. So we got our boot all the way up. Everything's tight. Again, there's a little gap, but that was there before, no big deal. Let's see what the bottom looks like. Yeah, so the bottom has a little gap too. And this, I think those screws are maybe just about a quarter inch off, that they could be shorter. So I might look at getting some different screws that's just a tad bit shorter, but for now it's close enough for government work, is that what they say? Okay. Now, the next part is we're going over to the throttle side. It's going to be a little bit more complicated, and we got one extra step, and that is to install the rattle killers. So let's get this other one done. Oh! I hate when I drop stuff. Okay, found it. So this is where our heated hand grip connection is going to go. We're going to run it through the bars here, bring it up out of here. As you can see, there's already two other ones, so it may be a little tight, but we'll make sure we get that in where we need to. So in order to get this off, as you can see, this little latch here, I'm just gonna pop that open, and let's go ahead and disconnect. So we got that one out. So now, I think we got two options. What I've seen, there's two screws. This one here, and there's one underneath. That one right there, that black one. That if we loosen that up, we'll be able to get this out of that little groove there. We don't have to take the whole thing off. Or it looks like unplugging this here will give us the same effect. So I think I'm gonna just slide the whole thing off. Let me just pop that out and see if I get that out. So got that out. Should be able to slide all of this off. Just like that. So if you can see on here, when I take this out, there's a notch here that is going to go into, and that's the only way that it'll go in there. So that way it'll turn that actuator to sense the throttle. So that one out. Next is clean it up, and we'll get the Rattle Killer on there. Okay, so we're back. You got the Rattle Killer. Got this wiped off, so it's clean. So this part here is the part that's gonna go around the bar. It's gonna go around like this here. As you can see, this is pretty shiny and smooth, so nice and slick. And this part is the part that peels off. So it's gonna start, I'm just gonna use that hole here as a guide, and we'll set that on there. We won't go all the way to the end. We're just gonna go, most of the way, and we'll just start peeling a little bit back and get that around there. And I'll be back when we're done. So there we go. Rattle Killer installed. Let's put this back together. Okay. So we have our grip for the throttle. Again, with this little plastic piece, we'll pull this out. So this is going to go through here, and we gotta fish it all the way up through there. So let's grab to get this in here. So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna run this wire back in here, this connector back, and then we'll bring this one. I think I'm gonna bring this one underneath first. Let's do that one first. First thing is, guess what? No rattle. So that works exactly as intended. Just holding this. Nice snapback. I think we're good. Okay, so let's get this put together. We are done. Okay, so we got it on here. Last piece, let's plug that in. Then the final step is we need to put the fuse back in, turn the bike on, and let it register the hand grips. And they said it takes a few minutes. We'll see. So we get back here. Hear that snap. And then we'll just get our boot back over. Heated grips installed. No more rattle.